All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Card Talk. I'm Ryan, joined as always by Tyler and Lou. We have a lot to talk about today. We're going to get into a wild weekend in the NFL playoffs. We're going to talk about an upcoming documentary on Netflix we've been hinting at previously. We're going to talk a little bit about the Pokemon scandal, get into that, see what's on our mind there. I will recap what happened at the Dallas Card Show and how crazy that weekend was. Facebook questions, and once again, a play of the week. So let's start with what we always start with what's on your mind. Lou, Tyler is doing something on the side here, so we will start with you.
Thank you, Ryan. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I hope Tyler had a wonderful weekend. I just want to say that
Thanks.
You're welcome. I've now entered a spot where whenever I hear Ryan do his intro, I hear our music when he's talking. So that's interesting. Shout out to people who said the music was too loud. We're working on it. Like, settle in. It's 2022. It's gonna be fun. All right. So what's on my mind this week? I've fully gotten back into Fortnite video game. You may have heard of it. It's fully back. It's so much fun. I'm really enjoying myself. And as things go, I found myself looking for Fortnite cards again. I kind of cooled off for a while, but I'm back interested. So I will likely be making some plays over the next week or two to try to get something really good. I know people really like the Black Knight. I still think that skin is overrated in general, and I think people are assigning card value to that skin. So there's some arbitrage to be had, in my opinion. And that's what's on my mind.
What's the best Fortnite skin ever created?
It's a great question. I'm gonna go with the original John Wick from season 3. Shout out.
I think the best players are like, no, you'd never wear that skin because you got to wear like tight skins, like the skin tight skins. But the little, what were they, like the bear head costume?
Cuddle Team.
I'm Cuddle Team all day, bro.
Yeah, Cuddle Team's great. I have all of them. I've made it a point to buy every single skin.
What's the best Cuddle Team?
I like the 4th of July one.
God, the red, white, and blue.
Yeah,
the Halloween one's probably fire.
I played one round of Fortnite one time, so this is stupid, and turned it off.
Yeah, you're not.
It's the best video game ever created in the history of video games.
I agree.
Wow,
I agree. It's the most consequential and most it's like the most important video game of all time.
Yeah, it's the biggest video game.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I feel that way too.
I mean, what about like?
I've played video games my whole life. Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah,
was there, and it usurped Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, I think people are going to be like, what about like Frogger? And like those people can just relax.
Yeah, like I get it. Like Pong mattered. Like Pong, it was
a big deal.
But like Fortnite, I will say though one thing I saw. Halo, I think it was on Rally. Halo 2 and 3 were important for the
Modern
internet.
Warfare. Call of Duty
Modern Warfare was important for content creation, but this was a free video game, bro.
It's free to play, and the way that it was like disseminated to like
that's a good argument. I never thought about it like that because I don't know enough about it. That's a good argument.
And
every
it was cross-platform.
Yes,
so you
could
was
the
play.
First game that was cross-platform too.
Like if you were on PlayStation, you could actually play with your homie on Xbox.
I did not know
that was like
that's crazy.
Right,
and your homie on Switch.
Right, they forced Xbox. Shout out Microsoft. Actually, not shout out Microsoft. Xbox forced them to open it up to play with other people. They used to not let that happen. They made it because everyone was like, "What are we doing? I want to play with my friends."
Huge issue.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
it was. I remember the first day I ever downloaded Fortnite. My homie, my roommate's younger brother came over and was like, "Yo, you got to play this game, Fortnite." I'm like, "What's good with it?" He pulls up my Xbox and goes to the store, and I'm like, "You about to buy a game on my thing?" He's like, "No, it's free." I'm like, "Bro, you're downloading a free game on my Xbox? Like I'm about to play this? Like no one plays free games. What is this? Some like marble or like pinball or like what are we talking about? Free game here? Crazy."
Yep. And it also like spawned that. Okay, let's move on because Fortnite's very important. Anyway,
Fortnite cards.
Ty, what's on your mind?
What's on my mind is footy. As I go through this Premier League, African Cup of Nations. Obviously, we talk about the World Cup at the end of the year. Is footy. U.S. men's national team, Pulisic, Prem League is kind of being run away. Champions League action about to start coming up. That goes into then what I'll call alt sports. I think in the last week they just announced the PGA, the golf, Netflix. We might even be getting into that, so I might be jumping the gun here.
It's classic, Tyler.
The Tour de France is coming. Like alt sports, alt collectibles, tickets is a preview of that. Games, that's what's on my mind. Alt collectibles at large. And Phil Foden, my man's cut is something different. His haircut is crazy right now. And B-Drill.
A lot of things on
underrated card right here. PSA 10 B-Drill, first edition.
Well, that's the first
crazy low
in the set, right?
Crazy low pop. Yep.
Right.
And beautiful artwork. Right. What's on your mind?
It'll actually be our first topic, but for sure, what's on my mind is NFL playoffs. For sure. I watched more football this weekend than I have all year combined. It was a good weekend. Like, this is probably the most excited I've been for playoff football in such a long time. Like we talked about before the show starts, like if any of these teams win the Super Bowl, you wouldn't be like, wow, really? They won the Super Bowl? Like they're all talented enough. And it's just fun to like play it out in your head right before it happens and just realize the implication this has on the card market, right? In Dallas this weekend, football, like I definitely bought a lot of it. Made a couple plays on some maybe some Mac Jones and some bigger deals. Probably regretting that instantly.
Interesting. You went for it, huh?
What did you buy of Mac Jones?
I thought you couldn't stand the man.
I'm not big on Mac Jones, but he sells, right? Like if you're getting him at certain percentages, it's just, hey, buy it at this, sell it for this, move on, right? I'm not pro. I've been very open about that I'm not team Mac Jones. I don't think he's a great quarterback. He's serviceable. I don't think he's the next Tom Brady. But made a couple. Yeah. Made a couple plays this weekend. I mean, you see Mac Jones stuff sell like he is the next Tom Brady. Let's just be very clear about that.
That's true.
He sells very well. Side note, I don't know who's gonna win. Before we go on, I continue on this rant. Jamar Chase should win Rookie of the Year. Not Mac Jones. Jamar Chase should win Rookie of the Year. He's a stud. Yeah,
I mean,
he's actually good.
He's the runaway for sure. It's not even close.
Yeah, I hope that's the case.
Do you have any Jamar Chase fire, heat, fire?
Not really.
Just wide receivers just don't sell, huh?
Yeah, and also you don't have the fire products. You don't have NT. You don't have Select. We talk about it every time. The Prism's not out. NT's not out. Like you don't have Jamar Chase's best cards.
Can I make a quick point? I decided that I'm going to start a PC for the first time in my life, and it will be Elijah Moore.
Dude, I got one this weekend. I'm sending it to you then. If you're
don't do that.
PSC and someone, I'm sending you something.
Because you know what it is? I've never really, other than the Astros, I've never really had a player on the Jets. Well, I've definitely never had a player on the Jets who's been on the team for any extended period of time. And I think Eli might be that guy. I think Eli's really, really good.
What about Sanchez?
Can I start a PC?
Sanchez?
Can I do love off your PC start and start my PC?
Absolutely.
Chris Kreider.
That's a great choice, Ty.
We're doing PCs in 2022. Let's go. Where are you at, right?
More excited.
I've been PC and stuff for years, brother. You're way behind.
Well, I know what are you most jacked? Can you start a new PC like with the board?
Something weird.
I'm still collecting Donnie.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
This is 19 years. This is 20 years in the making.
I get it.
We've been PCing for 20 years.
What's your biggest Donnie card?
Out of 15 or something. Like I've got game worn jerseys and signed things. I mean, he came to my opening day. Like it just like that is
like Donnie. You and Donnie are boys.
I wish.
Me and Kreider are gonna be boys.
I would love to be.
Hey,
I would love to be boys with Kreider.
We did a whole 360
You're gonna be boys with Elijah Moore.
Hey, we did a whole 360 here. We got to get back on track. We're 10 minutes
in. Take it away. Sorry.
NFL playoffs
going on.
Couple things. Implications on cards, right? That's the thing I think about when you play this out. Hoping the Titans lose this weekend. My man Joe Burrow, maybe versus Mahomes or Josh Allen for the AFC title would be way more exciting, especially for cards. Just saying. And then on the other side, you guys are saying Bucks again. Bucks Packers. Rodgers versus Brady. Another trip to the Super Bowl. Brady would be his 11th. Like Rodgers getting a chance at a second ring. Like the implications of how this plays out are just, I mean, it always matters, but it's so cool to see it when it happens. And then my other point in this topic, that's what I want to hit on. The other one is Jalen Hurts stinks. I was right. You both were like, let's pump the brakes on Jalen Hurts. He's actually good. No, he stinks. He stinks. He's not good. They're moving on from Jalen Hurts. No is the answer. No. Anything Jalen Hurts, no, is the answer. Dude is not good at all.
I'm here to accept responsibility. I remain pro Jalen Hurts, but I'm here to take my L this week. It was an ugly performance. It was not a good job. But I'll say this. First playoff game, they're not the most talented team in the world.
Did you see Joe Burrow's first playoff game?
Joe Burrow has Jamar Chase on his team.
Jalen Hurts has Devonta Smith. What a fucking Heisman.
T. Boyd and Higgins, right?
It's a little bit of a different crew, right? I'm not defending Jalen Hurts. The Bengals are a little bit of a different beast than the Eagles.
Would you rather have CJ Uzman, whatever his name is?
Okay, can I say something? Can I say something?
Goddard.
Hurts stinks. And you were right. But so does Kyler Murray.
Yeah. I think the league is like,
if Hurts stinks,
I'm with Tyler.
So does Kyler Murray. Because you watch that game, and Kyler Murray ain't winning no Super Bowl, never, none.
I mean, I said it last night. Guy should have went with baseball. It would have made more money.
If I'm watching that football game last night, I'm like, Kyler Murray ain't winning nobody, no Super Bowl.
Facts. And I also want to make a note for myself for next year. Don't get confused by the first 5 weeks when he plays really well again. Don't get tricked again. The Russell Wilson experience. Don't get tricked again.
Russell Wilson's a good quarterback.
For the first 6 weeks of the season.
He won a Super Bowl.
He did win a Super Bowl. He did. And he's a great. And that's where I think Kyler, you like, but I watch Hurts and I'm like, he's bad. And then I watch Kyler, and going into that game, I just had they have no shot energy. Stafford, it's time that with that team, that franchise, everything. And they didn't even compete, bro. Like that pick six when they're down 14-0 in the end zone was bad.
It was an ugly game. Rams and under. Easiest bet of the year.
But Joey Burrow is just a winner of football games.
Stud.
Love him.
Gotta love 2020 football products right now, man. You got Burrow, Herbert, Jonathan Taylor, Justin Jefferson. I mean, I think Diggs is in there.
Good thing I got some stuff sitting around.
Just like that class is loaded.
That class is super. I mean, we're like everyone just throws away Herbert. Like Herbert's sitting there.
Herbert had an awesome year. He was.
I know, but I'm saying
they got to get a grip.
You just said like everyone. You were like Jonathan Taylor, Joe Burrow, Justin.
No, I said Herbert and Burrow first.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't hear you. But like, that's a great class, and the AFC is really interesting going forward. There's a lot of good players. One of them plays in New York and wears number 2.
You know, one guy we didn't see this weekend, Ryan Tannehill. Big game coming up, Ty. How you feeling about them Titans?
I feel good about them. I think they're going to play football.
Will it be close?
Fact.
Yeah. It'll be close. They're playing Joey Burrow. Like, it's going to take what it takes to win the football game.
Are the Titans going to win?
Yeah. Yeah. What's the early
I'm pulling
line
up the line right now.
So Jay said we got a question from Twitter from Danny Medina 85.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Tannehill or Kyler Murray?
Kyler Murray. That's actually a great question.
I think the poll needs to go up. Yeah, put a poll out about that, Jay.
The Titans are -3.5 early.
Titans -3.5 early at home, Saturday 4:30 game in Tennessee.
Bengals.
You like the Bengals?
Derrick Henry running wild.
I just want you guys know. I just want the Titans just don't do anything for me. They don't do anything for Cards. They're an old school football team. Like they're the good. They're the better team. I think they're 1A or 1B in the best teams in the NFL, especially with Henry coming back. So I don't want them to win, but like they're definitely the more talented team. Like
right. Would you say you had a tough Saturday, a good Saturday, or a bad Saturday, based on the results of your two teams?
Where do you fall in that?
Definitely. It was just another day.
Who are you buying? Joey Burrow or Josh Allen?
I hate you.
Man, Joe Burrow. Yeah,
he's just such a beast, bro. He's so easy to like too.
Josh Allen was pretty impressive this weekend.
That guy sucks.
He was pretty much balling out big time.
Yeah,
although I had a huge Stephon Diggs over prop, and he threw up a donut in the second half.
I mean, that game was so easy to bet on. By the way, the Patriots were so bad.
Yeah, they were pretty bad.
Terrible. Absolutely embarrassing.
All right, keep us moving here, Rye.
All right, so I want to talk about this. Ty, you kind of hinted at it earlier. I'm going to let you two talk more about it because I believe Lou knows quite a bit about it. But it sounds like there's an upcoming Netflix documentary. I believe it's the same people that made the Drive to Survive.
Same crew.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Lou, tell us a little bit more about it.
It's money for sure. I think it's just now it's a combination of Netflix being like, oh, we have something here. And I think it's the other sports trying to get in the mix because they announced the PGA one. They also said they're working on a tennis one. So I think they're going to be doing both, which is great. I would love to know who the quote unquote cast of the show is. I don't think that'll be out for a few months. But the PGA Tour is pretty interesting. I don't really know a lot about those people. Like, I don't really know what they do in their free time.
Yeah.
They have a good time. They're all degenerates.
I'm sure they are. Like, I would love to watch, like,
it's going to be
a couple guys, like, do a practice round and just, like, making bets every time. Like, I would love to see that.
It's pure degeneracy. Everything's getting so crazy because it's all getting so gamified, and with the media, even more so. So, like, they know it, and because last year, I mean, Phil Mickelson won the won that huge bonus. That, you know how they put in the big bonus structure of how popular you are, based on interaction. So now they're all just trolling. Like, he just trolled all year with his shades.
Is that what the Bryson thing was? Do you think?
Yeah, they're all just trolling everyone and creating fake drama. It's becoming more WWE than anything else. I think golf has a real shot. Golf, the sport's getting huge. If you pay attention to NFT world, the whole link style, networking, social distance, golf and culture as a massive thing. What Jordan Brand is doing in golf, I believe in golf tremendously. And with the show, I mean, the biggest degenerate gamblers in the world, and also a lot of times, you know, they tend to drink their fair share of booze, are golfers. And
my kind of guys.
Later that with a little bit of couple card collectors, and you got a market.
Yeah,
I'm currently looking at eBay sold Tiger Wood PSA because Tiger is that dude. Imagine if there was Netflix for Tiger back in the day.
Yeah, just don't buy them when the documentary comes out of Tigers in there. Those are going to spike, and that's like a pop 10,000 card.
I wonder if he's even going to be in the show.
Probably not.
Probably not. I would imagine.
Probably not. So but how about? I'm not talking about the base. I'm talking about this 01 SP Authentic Tiger Woods sign of the times on card auto.
That's different. That's a monster.
I didn't know that the show is. They already determined what they're doing. So they're going from the Masters to the PGA to the U.S. Open to the Open Championship, Players Championship, and the FedEx Cup. So it's gonna be like all the really big tournaments.
I kind of wish cool to watch.
I kind of wish they were doing like the Waste Management. That'd be fun. Just to watch them hang out all weekend in Arizona, you know.
But they got the players, so the kicking off the Masters is gonna be crazy. So they got it sounded like 3 majors, not the British
Open Championship.
Was it 3 or all 4 majors?
Masters, PGA, U.S. Open, the Open Championship,
Boom,
Players Championship, and the FedEx.
Got it. So they got the 5 biggest tournaments, and then the FedEx down the stretch, which is where they become real degenerates.
Yeah. That's awesome. It'll be really good. I think that'll be really, really good. The show, to me, I still think the best part of the F1 show is how well it's made. Like, it's a very well-produced show.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that'll be a big piece of the puzzle for them, and I can't wait to see it. I really am excited to watch it.
Lou just said, puzzled, can't wait to watch it. This sounds like a Logan Paul YouTube video that recently dropped.
He's a professional.
That a lot of people had their eyes on. That we have not addressed, and I think we need to talk about that situation. So I'm assuming quite a bit of our listeners are aware of the situation.
I mean, I'd be stunned if someone who listens to this show doesn't know what happened.
Yeah, I would be.
If you don't know what happened, someone paid a lot of money for a fake Pokemon card box.
Yeah, it was Logan Paul. Yeah, so Logan paid $3.5 million, opened it on a YouTube video. And inside there was a bunch of 81 Impel G.I. Joe cards. Not first edition Pokemon. It was rather unfortunate. The case was sold to Logan through Shine, who purchased it originally through Melee Pops and Card Kahuna.
Mm-hmm.
sounds like, again, just from the stuff that's getting out, that Mealy Pops has been working with Shine on getting his money back, and it doesn't sound like Card Kahuna has been doing the same. Definitely just a overall shit situation. Not ideal for the hobby. But Lou, Ty, I mean, any real thoughts on this?
Yep. I think it's extremely unfortunate, and I think we can spend the next hour talking about the last week, 2 weeks of bullshit that's gone on in cards. But what I really would like to focus on specific to this story is it sucks for Logan. It's a very shitty situation for Logan. It's probably horrible for Shine. Just really unfortunate. It sounds like now people are saying that they think the box might have, or the case might have been tampered with a long time ago, because all the stuff is lining up, like the tape is lining up and I have a lot of confusion surrounding, or I need some clarity surrounding the BBC aspect of this. Like, respect, like from what I understand, the guy who runs BBC is like well respected, super good dude, would never do anything bad on purpose. Like, if their whole thing is authenticating, that puts a lot of their products in flux. Like, would you guys buy a BBC thing right now? Right now, I don't think I would. Right this second. It's just too sketchy. And like the third party authentication of these boxes is a real problem. But as far,
and he just, he said, it's like, we don't know Pokemon as well. So you're like, okay,
why'd you do that?
Yeah, so why'd you do that, right? Because it, like you said, Lou, it leads into questioning the other products you've authenticated, right? I mean, BBCE is like the standard in cards for authenticating boxes and cases.
It's them and nobody else, right? Like, who else is? I don't even know who else is doing it.
I don't know.
Yeah,
no idea. This
PSA doesn't do a grading of a box.
They do pack authentication.
Yeah, they packs. They don't do like authentication of like boxes and stuff like that. This seems to me, again, like shit situation. I don't really feel super bad for Logan Paul. It sounds like he's getting his money back and lots of views. So I'm not super like crying, like boohoo Logan.
Yeah, I'm definitely not throwing a telethon for him. But it sucks.
This seems like, again, just bigger picture here. This seems like one of those like, hey, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. Buying something for $100,000 to sell for $2.7 million.
We're just saying that first number, huh? Is that a known thing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's
okay. Cool.
It's definitely known. Yeah. I mean, it sounds like it was under
what the Shine purchase price.
No, it sounds like it was originally under $100,000 that it was.
Yeah, the original case was supposedly originally under 100. I just didn't know that.
I mean, it was in that all those YouTube videos talking about it. How it was on eBay for like $91,000, and it sold. But like, if it's really worth that, it's worth millions of dollars, right? 2.7 or 3.5, depending on who you ask. So the fact that you can get something like that and sell it for that quick, that just doesn't like happen like that. It sucks. It's unfortunate situation for all parties involved, and definitely a blemish for sports cards, for cards in general.
I would say for people who enjoy the hobby, it's one of those things that just needs just let it play itself out. It's now a legal process. There's a lot of drama going on, and I did want to speak on the drama of like, there's a lot of fucking clown shows running around right now and a lot of jokers. So I don't want to give any of it any more energy than it needs, but just ignore that. Like if you're not involved in this Pokemon thing at this point, like let it go. You're not, nothing good is coming out of like drama online about it. So just my thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had a weird, like, don't see it as that crazy or, oh, that's a nice hoodie you got on there, Lou. That's the homie from Dallas.
Sports card.
I ever got pieced off on that. I don't know. It hasn't been like affecting me that much for some reason, or feel a need to talk about it. Because anytime it's just not surprising to me, like the opportunity that was presented. And I think if anything, what we've talked about a lot on this show is like with all the money that gets thrown around, and like what it comes down to is being a good human, making sure that your intent is always pure and positive. And like for anyone that's been in cards for as long as Ryan has, I would imagine the last 3, or Jamil, or some of these people, I'd imagine the last 3 years have been like, holy fuck. And there's been a lot of tough decisions that people have had to make, including Ryan, to not chase after what may be possible, but staying steadfast in their belief, not only in the enjoyment of the hobby, but why they do things, the relationship to people, all that. And when you start throwing around 6 figures, or dude, what $10,000 does for some people that have been in the hobby for a long period of time, and when that opportunity comes up, and so I don't even know, nor have I really wrapped my head around, nor do I give a fuck if there was pure intent to deceit along the way. Like, we may not even know the person that Jamil in the first acquisition, they might have not even known, to be honest, or maybe they did know.
Impossible to prove.
But when you get presented these opportunities in a world where there's been a million fucking crazy things that have happened, like the Spider-Man card. Someone bought that shit not yesterday and sold it for a life-changing amount of money. You know what Brady cards were doing 5 years ago and what they're doing now? Like, you're talking under 10 grand to $1 million bucks. And so along the way, these opportunities present themselves. And I think like fucking a lot of people maybe got wrapped up in change some life-changing money over this thing and like just spurred itself. And then it ends up in Logan's hands, who turns it into a story to tell, and, you know, a reality show, and what he does better than anyone in the world, and bringing people into the inside of it. And then it, you know, and then you've got a million people reporting all this stuff, and it's like, to your point, Lou, it's going to play itself out, and there's going to be another crazy thing. Think about all the people that are holding. What's the biggest Brady or Steph Curry Topps Chrome PSA 10? Think about people that bought that card 4 years ago that are now sitting on that card right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy as hell. So like, to me, there's a million of these stories. Obviously this is fraud, but Logan is able to narrate and storytell, and he has a huge audience. So that's why it's like a crazy thing, but it's kind of my takeaway on it.
$3.5 million is a lot of money. $2.7 million is a lot of money. If someone's fucking around with $2.7 million, they probably should have to face the consequences of that.
Agreed.
But beyond that, the drama aspect is where I lose interest. That's kind of my thought on it.
Agreed. Yeah, I mean, consequences, what the dealing with that shit every day. Consequences. People are getting their fucking stores broken into. Sorry, now I'm cursing. Humans getting their stores broken into and robbed all the damn time. They're dealing with that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also think it's important, again, Ty, going back to the drama thing, because I do want to talk about more positive things on the show. I'm going to talk a little bit about Dallas here.
Yeah,
I don't want to get too much into it because we don't have all of the facts. We were not involved in the situation, so many people might have seen, but there was a video that came out from Saturday night about somebody getting arrested for potentially selling fake cards, potentially fake Jordans. Some people had said that they were fake at the front. Then they had been possibly mentioned to be real. And then there was people coming out saying that that person had sold other fake cards. And, you know, when he got arrested, right, and gets walked out of the show and there's all these people watching, you know, it's a pretty disturbing video if you watch it, and it talks, you know, you listen to the video and there's people saying that this guy should kill himself and people spitting on somebody. Like, there's no place for that in the hobby at all, especially for those not involved, right? Like, he's being arrested and the facts will work themselves out. And again, there's a legal system in place for a reason. To spit on another human being that you know nothing about for something you're not involved in is the worst thing I could ever imagine for somebody. Like, everybody wants to play TMZ. Like, it's first to break the news. Let's just go live and just everybody hold up their phones and embarrass this dude. What if those cards what if those cards aren't fake? What if those cards are real? Then that guy's got a lawsuit, and you know he's gonna sue? The people that went live that were talking mad stuff, people spitting on him. You're all gonna, like, it just, like, you don't need it. Like, I'm all for, like, hey, if somebody's doing things with malicious intent and is trying to scam people out of money, absolutely, like, that needs exposed. But to, like, tell him to like kill himself and like, hey, spit on another human being. Like that's just, there's no place for that anywhere. Like I just cannot get behind that fact. I'm all for, hey, this guy getting out of the hobby.
You're a good
like,
human, Ryan.
But like
good human.
spitting on another human being for something you
It's
know
tough.
nothing about. Like
I'm going to switch the energy on you a little bit.
Yeah, wild.
How was the Chris Kreider market at the Dallas show?
I didn't see any. None.
None. They're rats.
Right.
I'm not sure I would have. I don't know what he looks like or what his cards look like, so I wouldn't have seen any.
They're blue, red, and white.
Yeah, you don't see them often. They're very rare.
They're definitely not where I'm looking. That's
How about Luka-based Prism?
They're underpriced.
There might have been a couple. They were just like, you just pass through.
Right, well, give me a little breakdown. What'd you see on the floor? Like, was it hot? Was it cold? Where there's a lot of dealers? Was there not a lot of dealers? Can we fill the people in on your show with Dallas? Like,
so Dallas I know was people got spitting on. Yeah, so that happened after we left. Was there Thursday about 6 o'clock? Left Saturday midday, and dude, it was
42-hour, 40-hour spin.
Hopping. I mean, place was, just wild.
Yep.
Tons of buying. They're sitting right next to me. About 2-3 row boxes of stuff. Just making plays. Couple things I gotta be honest about though. Like some card collector 2 sins on Card Talk. And I'm gonna expose myself.
Wow, Jay, you hear this?
Two
Jay,
things.
focus up.
Two things. One, I bought I was going through value boxes, right? On Thursday. Going through these boxes, pull out $276 worth of cards. Asked the gentleman how much for them. One of the cards in the deal was a Jackson Smith in Jigba rookie auto at a 25. For those that don't know, that's an Ohio State wide receiver that set an all-time record in the Rose Bowl with 340 yards. He's going to be the number one receiver. Got to be the number one receiver in Columbus next year. High-powered offense. His stuff's hot right now. Last sale was $162. The price tag on it was $25. I did not look the card up before I checked out. I look it up. He's scrolling through. He's like, wow, this is probably a good deal. He's like, it's adds up to 276. I'll do 200. Cool. Not a problem. He looks it up. Wow, this is the last sale. I gave him $50 more. I paid over sticker for the card. Didn't negotiate. Gave him $50.
You're too good of a guy.
Just didn't look it up. So I can't give Jay too much stuff about paying full sticker. I got a good deal and ended up paying more. But the second thing, I bought a Ryan Tannehill auto.
Oh, you are such a child.
The hedge, the ultimate hedge.
It was in a value box. This guy had. Wait, I'm gonna get it. It was in a
there
was $10 or 3 for $25, and I got 3 for $25.
Go find the card. You are so annoying.
Come on.
That's an unbelievable move to spend the last year destroying this guy,
and then for his biggest moment.
Yeah, before he's about to play his favorite team, he goes and buys an auto. Unbelievable.
All right, so
hold on. Before we go into this, I wanted to just during our break while you're getting your card, just shout out me and Lou's quasi favorite card ever created.
Shout out.
Here comes Team Rocket with a little hollow action, and then I'm gonna get back to the Tannehill card, but Ryan, is that an Ethereum symbol on your T-shirt, bro?
Yeah, I saw that too, bro.
GFNF. Some guys that have a little
yeah, those are the homies. They got a fire Discord, but
a little Discord group.
Yeah, so I
respect.
Stunning.
Card collector news on full NFT collector 3.
He's an ETH maximalist in a week.
ETH maxi card collector.
Going through a box, right? Found 3 cards. Got a Bryce Harper refractor 10 bucks.
Seems like why is he so disrespected?
Because he was kind of an asshole in his career, I think.
Yeah,
isn't he the MVP?
Sure. He was the MVP.
This is, I know, don't know much about the grading company. Certainly not familiar with him. I think Lou might be a little bit more familiar. But got an AJ Brown at a 99.
Lou might be more familiar. What kind of shot is that? That has nothing to do with me.
I just buried you. What is that? A GFNF grading card, bro?
You're the alternative grading.
We're 35 minutes in. I've been gassing him up for 34 minutes, and he comes right at me.
I'm just giving you shit. So I got these 2 at 10, so it's 2 for 25 or 3 for 25, and then this is the third one. Had a $50 price tag on it. Wanted 10, got 8.
Yeah.
It's a Texas A&M one. That's kind of
2012 SPX jersey auto. The last sale on it was $29.
Wait, is he? Can you hold that up again? Is he playing wide receiver in that?
No, quarterback.
It has him as a QB?
Yeah, 17.
Got it.
That's interesting. A wide receiver Ryan Tannehill card would be kind of cool to have.
Would be fire, yeah.
Yeah.
Might need that.
I bought it, and I even
Remind
said it'll
everyone.
come out in the vlog that drops. I think tonight. But it was one of my first buys on Tuesday morning. I was going through a $2 box, found like a bunch of I found like 20 cards.
That's
and he's like, I got this $10 box, and I start flipping through it, and there's a Ryan Tannehill. I'm like, fuck. That's what I said. I even said it to Brian. I said, I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this on Card Talk.
What else you see in Dallas?
Dude, just a lot, man. It was good energy. I hadn't been there. Like I talked about it a million times on the vlog, but Halloween weekend got canceled because the wind's in Dallas. So I hadn't been there since August. So we've been selling so much stuff online lately. eBay has just been crazy for us with sales. So just wanted to get back, get some new inventory, and make some plays and get some content. And we bought a ton of stuff. It was that show was hopping. A lot of cool stuff. A lot of people. Just a lot of good energy for at least the time I was there.
I might be ready for a show.
Yeah, I need a show in my veins. I was looking forward to Vegas, but that's not happening.
We should probably figure out when we can get to Ryan. We should really do that.
We do.
All right.
Okay.
Want to do some questions?
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right, Jay. Facebook questions. All right. First one is from Ben Fitz. It says, would you still send thick cards to Beckett for grading, or is it worth it to send to PSA, even though PSA is tougher on thick cards? Due to Beckett's disparity in price between PSA, the price gap seems to have grown. Yeah, so the gap definitely seems to be growing every day. A PSA 10 seems to be pulling away from everything in the market. Not sure if that's lack of options with PSA or because you're only sending in expensive cards at this point. So population reports are probably staying lower on bigger cards or on cards in general. But to be honest, I don't think the thickness of the card makes any difference. I think they're both going to grade the card the same way. To me, it's just a matter of hey, what does it cost you to grade it? And what does it sell for when it's graded in different grades? That to me seems like the answer, but I'll let you two weigh in on that.
Yeah, I think that. And I also think the way I've started to think about BGS is if I see any sort of flaws on cards, I'd rather it go there because I'd rather get a BGS 9 than a PSA 7 all day. So that's kind of how I've been thinking about it. And it's not necessarily thicker. It's a combination. I used to be hardcore, it's fully this is what a PSA 9 costs. Is this worth your time? I've now started to take more in consideration of condition sensitivity versus while also considering the price differentials as well. So it's kind of like a two-pronged decision.
We go to the next question, but this is a thick card graded by PSA.
All right, the next one
showing
is from
Virgil van Dijk.
AJ first. It says Tom Brady, sell now or wait to see if he wins a Super Bowl or just an overall hold?
Overall hold.
Yes, this depends really on your situation, right? Does the money you get from that sale keep you in cards? Does that affect your card budget and what you can do on a daily basis and what you're trying to accomplish? If you're a collector and you're looking for things to hold long term, I'm not sure there's a better play long term than a man that's been to 10 Super Bowls and won 7 and is still playing and is leading the league in passing yards and touchdowns at 44. Brady is really one of the guys for the ultimate team sports. Player of all time. So yeah, to me, Brady's a hold unless there's a reason to sell.
Do you think he's the number one sports athlete to hold?
Jordan.
I think it's Brady. I think there's a large, I think when you really look at it, we've talked about this before on the show, but there's a humongous discrepancy between basketball and football stuff, especially the premium stuff.
Did you see the PSA thing from yesterday? Sorry to interrupt you. Yesterday, PSA came out with their received in December list, and basketball is still number one to receive in December. That's hard to believe for me.
Basketball stuff sells really well.
Crazy.
It's just so much more expensive than football.
Yeah. I don't know.
Look at Luka NTs versus Herbert or Burrow. And what's Burrow?
Yeah, no,
NTs 50K. Luka's 100.
I'm with you. I think there's too much of a discrepancy. It was just hard to believe. I thought basketball had slowed down across the board. I guess I was wrong.
I mean, Brady first year flawless. I saw one in Dallas this weekend out of 5 for around 15 to 17 grand. I mean, what's a Jordan exquisite auto sell for first year? 40, 50,
Yeah,
60 grand?
60, 70, something like that. Yeah.
Like Brady game use patch autos for 10 grand is wild. Like from big good products, NT, Flawless, Immaculate. Like
He might be the number one. The other thing,
that's why I like Brady though, is the value discrepancy is
yeah, the
there.
value.
Jordan's like always going to be relevant. So again, I understand it's safe, but like I think there's a gap between Brady and Jordan that will close in time.
I don't think so, because I think Jordan is so much further ahead in terms of global awareness and appeal and looking up to than Brady. He also has just however many more years of the story to him, which
Sure.
will always kind of play out a little bit historically. But how do you feel about Braun versus Brady? Do you think that gap closes? I mean, Braun is that dude.
Yeah,
I'm not exposed to Braun enough.
Yeah, I think it's more of an argument about football versus basketball, necessarily more so than basketball than Brady versus LeBron or Brady versus Jordan. I think all three of those guys are really as safe as they get long term. I think you throw Curry in the mix. But like, I mean, yeah,
Steph.
I mean, multiple.
Supposedly, he's the hottest guy in the world right now in cards.
Who?
Steph.
I mean, he's about as hot as it could come. Change the game. He should be the new NBA logo. Kobe. That's my take. Next question.
That's a scorching take.
Dan Stacy says Burrow Flawless RPA at 20. Sell now or hold.
Big hold.
Hold.
So I got a
a
message about this the other day and said, "Hey, are Joe Burrow or Josh Allen cards sell? Do you sell them now or do you hold them?"
I would sell Josh. I would not.
Right. So again, this goes back to like everybody's situation is different, right? If you have a bunch of those cards, they're both really hot right now, and both of them can't win the Super Bowl. So when they lose and the offseason hits, their stuff might dip a little bit. So if you're trying to cash out now, there may be an opportunity to do so where you can sell the things you don't like and maybe be in the things you like a little bit more for a little bit less money if you take the money out of there, right? Cost average kind of thing. I like Burrow long term. Cincinnati's never been the biggest card market. I think we should be very clear about that. That is not, New York or LA. There's a difference.
But Cincy's hot now. They just had a big time college football team.
I like Burrow. Man.
Ohio's hot as a state.
It is, man. It's not right now. Like temperature wise, it's freezing, but
it's hot.
But yeah, I like Burrow a lot. So
if I had Burrow cards, I'd never sell them right now.
I would sell Josh, though, not because I think he's bad, because I think you're kind of like nearing the peak of his
power. You might be the number one Josh Allen hater in the world.
So you probably are going to sell your Josh Allen cards.
You wouldn't even take them. You wouldn't even own them.
No, I would. I would own Josh Allen. I have no issues owning Josh Allen. I would sell it now, though. That's an impartial opinion.
Joe Burrow just wins. He wins. He's 1-0 in the playoffs. He wins until he's 1-1. And then we just need. I really kind of want him to win, but I kind of want Tannehill to win more. So he's going to be 1-1. He's going to come back. He's probably going to win MVP next year, and Tannehill will no longer be on the Tannehill bandwagon.
It would be a real shame if Tannehill struggled and the Bengals won. That would be a shame.
But that won't happen because he's just going to hand the ball off. It's not that hard.
Yeah, it's true. It's a very low high.
Take a couple first downs with his feet when it matters the most, 3rd and 7. If you have to throw the spy on him, that's what Tanny does.
Who the fuck is spying Ryan Tannehill?
On 3rd and 7.
Next question. Brian Carr says thoughts on the backyard situation.
Lose situation.
It's not my situation.
Yeah, it's it's very interesting.
Brian, I can talk if you don't want to.
I don't know. First thing that comes to mind is I don't know why you give something away and then pull something cool and then pull that back. It doesn't make any sense, right? You're making money you've got to be making money on the break to give away a $750 box. So you've got to be making money. So when you pull a good card for somebody, especially somebody that's supporting your breaks, it seems like it's like, hey, let's be excited for them, not let's take this back. And then it was handled all incorrectly. Let's give $20,000 away to charity. Well, that doesn't do anything for the guy that you pulled it for that was expecting $20,000. That's just giving money to charity. That's great. I'm all for charity. Like
that's trying to buy forgiveness.
They're trying to buy forgiveness. I'm all for like giving
money. I had the card.
Yeah, I'm all for that. That's great, man. Do that anyways. But it doesn't affect the guy that got it. And then it was it was a wild situation. I just think it was handled incorrectly from the start. Should have just given it away, like you said, and moved on, right? It just, this is a perfect example. We've seen a lot of this in the last week. What is your reputation worth? This is important. Reputation matters, right? You can see from the last couple weeks with the drama that's involved in this, when you make mistakes like these things, address it and address it the right way. And it's just, reputation matters, man. It's a big thing. And yeah, I don't think it was handled the right way.
Those kids are fucking clowns, and I think you should be nice. Try to do the right thing. Don't be an asshole. Don't try to donate money to cover up for your mistake. Just do the right thing, and that's it. Clowns.
It's not easy.
Cody Myden says, what are some ways
I remain
to
impressed by you, Ryan.
What?
It's not easy.
It's not easy to be a good person.
Money, not easy to be a good person when you don't have to be. And the snowball of like thinking they're trying to do the right thing has now completely gone off the rails. And I don't even know who the person is that should be getting that card. But I think about you, Ryan, and the business you built and the shop you got going, and I commend you. That's what I got, because it's not easy.
Cody Myden says, what are some ways to improve cash flow between getting back submissions? I find myself in a cycle of submitting, waiting, then selling the slabs, but not able to make many plays during the waiting stage with not much card income outside of selling slabs. Thanks, guys.
Great question.
That's a nice one. Yeah, I mean, it's tricky, right? Like, it's not, it takes time, right? Especially if you don't have a lot of extra income in the meantime. Typically what I would recommend is finding ways to make other income in the meantime, right? Like, where else can you generate cash flow? I mean, that's the big thing, is there's got to be a way to generate cash flow. Is it a second job? I mean, whatever your situation may be, right? Everybody's different. Lou, Ty, I'm gonna let you take this. I don't have really a good answer for this.
I think it's tough when you are someone who is on a little bit of a lower budget and you're like, all right, cool, I have $500. How can I get some cash flow to then start leveling up? I think the right way to do it is to like not, until you feel like you have enough of a cash flow where you could budget out, like, I'm doing this much for grading and this much for like raw flipping. I would just focus on raw for now.
Yeah, and I think that there you go. That's an important piece of this, that like, let's say you get 10 cards. Well, if all of your budget is in those cards and grading, maybe only send in 5 of those cards.
Yeah.
If you're not taking money and flipping that money and making money on it while those cards are grading, when those cards come back, your net, like, that's where I'm trying to preach on this, is like flipping money consistently, compounding that money over time is how you get more money. So if it just grade, sit, well, you're only doing one transaction, right? Every 8 weeks. It's buy, grade, sell in 8 weeks, right? There's not a lot there, but if you're taking half of your money and you're flipping it in the meantime, theoretically you could get the 2 cards paid for grading next time, and the money you made while they were at grading, so that when those cards come back, you got 2 more cards to grade for free because you were flipping things in the meantime. That's the way I would look at it. That's a great point, Lou.
Or
patience. Like, when I really actually read the question, I'm like, how can I get rich faster? Is kind of like what the question is. If we're being real, right. It's how do I make more money faster? Like, if you take any business or anyone and you're like, how do I have more cash flow faster? That's what the question is. And it's patience. Like, guess what? You found a really good thing, Cody. What I think you need to be thinking of more of is short-term, medium-term, long-term. Not meaning, cool, if you start with $50 and you bought raw cards, and in that $50 you have budget for buying raw cards, grading them, boom, there's time. You're locking up that money. That's investment. That happens. Locked up money down into the cards. You're 50 in. You get the cards back. They're graded. Now you have $0. You probably need a little bit of money for shipping. Cool. Now you've got X amount of cards. Which one do you want to get out the door? Do you want to get them all out the door? Do you have any belief in any long term that you want to hold? Because that'll compound a little bit more. Or cool, your first couple moves are out the door. Rye talks about this compounding cash flow. Cool. Now your 50 turns into 80. Do it again. and do it again. And what's the answer on that? Cool. Hustle, go get another job. All that's fine. But like patience, because each time you should be getting back some more. And then you need to start making the decisions. Cool. Am I going to make that change my lifestyle, or am I going to put $30 of that into the bank and just hold it so that's cash flow at a later day when I see an opportunity? Or when I get 10 cards, am I going to hold 2 for long term and then get the 8 out and just keep compounding that way so I can build this little investment on the side and then flip it a year from now for more cash flow? So my answer is just patience. And you've got decisions to make along the way, but there's only so many hours in a day. There's so many days in a week. Yes, you can get another job, but at the same time, fast can lead to bad decisions and outcomes like we've talked about in this show and some of the drama that's happened. I would just say take it slow and be patient.
Yeah, I was gonna say the other way to approach it is like maybe only buy 1 card at a time and grade it and play it slow. Like that's another way to play it. Anyway.
Mm-hmm. So Joaquin Lagos, the dream here, says, I'm in the process of potentially buying a card shop and looking for some input. Ryan, what's the best advice you can give for the process? And for everyone, what's the one thing you've seen or want to see in a rad modern shop?
I have a great idea for this.
What's the best advice you can give for the process?
I answer based on knowing Ryan and based on, I also think about just running retail. You must love cards. And if you don't love cards, if you don't want cards
16
to be a core pillar of your entire life,
7 days a week,
then you must love running a store and run the operations and run having people, like managing people that will run it for you. But if you don't believe that this is like another child, human, or and I don't have a child, but even a dog's enough. If you aren't ready for it to significantly change your life for it to be successful, that's my first thought.
But that's real. Like, if you are not coming home after your 9 to 5 now and doing cards for 4 hours, you don't love it enough. And again, I'm not saying that like that's a bad thing. Everybody's different in this, but like it's all I do. Like it is, I live, breathe, sleep. Like it's all cards, good, bad, or indifferent, right? Whatever your opinion is of that. Hey, you need more diverse things in your life. You got to be doing other hobbies. Like, sure, right? Like I get it, but like it's all you do, right? You sell a $5,000 deal. That's great. That money goes back in. You got to buy something else. What's the next thing you're buying? What are people wanting? And you got to do it outside of work because you got to be there from 11 to 6, 11 to 5, 12 to 6, 12 to 7, whatever it is that you're working. Saturdays when your football team's playing, local college football team's playing. Hey, you want to go to the game? Nope, you got to work. Holidays, right? Day before holiday, Christmas Eve, you got to work, right? New Year's Eve, you got to work. It's you until you're building it, right? That's what we've been fortunate enough to build, is to find good people that can help run these things and help make this a team effort. But at first, it's just you. You're buying, you're reordering, you're dealing with all the customers. You're doing everything. It's a lot of work, and it just repeats every day. And again, it's just, you got to love it. I love it. I wouldn't want to do anything else on earth. I'm committed to it 100%. But it's definitely a lot of work. And I think Ty's advice, I think that's great. I don't think I could have said it any better.
2 quick things. One, for what to see in the shop. I grew up in a family. I don't know if you guys, probably not. I feel like I would know this by now. I grew up in a family that hung out in a cigar club a lot. So like my grandfather was a huge cigar club guy, and they would all just hang out there all day long, right? I think a card shop should have like basically a man cave where like you can just hang out all day. And I think if I had a card shop around me that was like actually good vibe to hang out in, I'd be there every single day of my life.
Yeah.
But
so
I think you should.
So we got seating for 15. You want to make it like, I wouldn't have said cigar club because I don't know about those, but similar.
There's another version of that.
Like whatever.
A barber
shop, same thing. Yeah. The other thing I wanted to say was, this is like, for me, it became a big thing last year. You have to figure out, like, work-life balance is a big piece of this. Like, for me, cards is the life aspect of the work-life balance. For Ryan, it's work. To make it your life fun thing, to make it your work, is a completely different thing. And you have to be really sure you're comfortable with taking something you're doing for fun and making it your full-time job.
Yep.
So I'm in the process of potentially buying a card shop and looking for some input. what's the best advice you can give for the process? And yeah, love it, love it, love it. Do I think that you can operate a business? Sure. For it to be a super rad fucking spot that everyone wants to go to and hang out, be ready to live it.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd
value
say.
boxes, you need things for people to dig through. People want to dig, find good deals. That's big. Places for people to sit. Organization is key, right? People want to come in and see that it's clean and neat and have things organized. Those would be some of my tips or tricks. But let's get into play of the week. Shout out to everybody who submitted a question on the Facebook group. Check out the Card Talk Pod Facebook
Shout
group
out
if you
Cody.
have not already. But let's get into the plays of the week. See what we got this week from Jay.
Please.
All right, so this is from Flow Sports Cards.
Never heard of him.
Love that he put card collector in his bio. It says purchase last Wednesday for $30 because who doesn't love a rookie PMG at a $199? Knew it was a really underpriced as the Hurricanes have been a great squad for the last few years, and Svechnikov is their second leading goal scorer over the last 4 seasons and still on the come up. Fast forward 5 days, and within 12 hours of being listed, it sold for $99. After fees, I'll take home about $90 in a 5-day flip.
That's cash flow, baby. That's what we were talking about before.
Yeah, it's a great move. Flo is one of my homies. I grew up with Flo. I've known Flo since the jump, and it's been fun. He's been doing his card thing. I've been doing my card thing.
I mean, 30 to 90 is pretty good.
30-90 is really good.
Man.
And it goes back to what we were talking about before about cash flow. Like, I really do think the right way to do it, right? Do you agree? Is like when you're starting out, like splitting up a budget of like, this is my grading budget, this is my raw.
Yeah, just budget. Like you can't put all your resources in one basket. It's important to do other things, right? Grading has always been you take a card for $5, you spend $25 to grade it, you get it back in a year and get $75 for it, right? Like, so you're flipping it. That was always the long-term goal with especially with PSA. That's when I really learned about it, was like spend a couple dollars on these cards, wait a year, you'll get them back later. It's like a dividend, right? When they come back, really the money's out of sight, out of mind. A few bucks here, a few bucks there. And when you do it at scale, 2 cards a week, 3 cards a week, 4 cards a week, whatever it is, as long as you're putting something towards there, whatever you could afford, well, as long as your normal day-to-day cash budget is not going to zero, just keep flipping. And there's going to be things you want to grade that you just can't afford. It's just not in your budget. Flip it, right? Move it. Eventually, it will come back to you later. You're playing the long game here. Don't worry about maximizing every dollar. Make your money, move on, let somebody else grade it. They'll come back to you for more deals. You're building a network, you're building connections, you're building a brand. There's other things that you're gaining out of it other than just cents and dollars. So yeah, I'm all for cash flow. Cash flow is king. It's how it's where we see
more
a lot
plays,
of
reps,
fail.
reps,
You got to have it.
Reps.
Yep.
Next
one is from Bean Machine from Mike. It says, I bought this 2008 Topps Chrome Basketball Blaster from my LCS back in 08 or 09. I paid $19.99, which I only know because the LCS sticker is still in the box. This week, I accepted an offer for $1,850 on eBay. Canadian. I believe that is about 80 times my original investment, even when you factor in taxes and eBay fees. First of all, I cannot believe 08, 09 Topps Chrome Basketball Blasters sell for $1,800.
That's bananas.
Wild.
Meaning that's far above what you thought?
I would have guessed $500 for a blaster box. What's in there?
Is that Steph?
No, 08, 09 's Derrick Rose.
OJ Mayo.
Beasley, Mayo, yeah.
Westbrook Love.
Yep, that class.
Brooke Lopez. Roy Hibbert. Roy Hibbert was...
Yeah, wait, what the hell?
Courtney Lee, big Knicks pickup.
Courtney Lee. Wow, great play. I'm confused by why these are selling for so much. Is it the Kobe LeBron card, maybe? You know that?
Yeah, like, but I mean, a Kobe LeBron base card. What's even a PSA 10's not worth $2K, is it?
A PSA 7 sold for $200 yesterday. Okay,
so maybe it's a 2K card.
So this is Canadian, so it's a little less, right? Pretty sure we.
You know what it is? It's the last full year of Topps Chrome Basketball.
Must be what it is. Wax is
Topps
hot.
Chrome Basketball Topps Chrome Basketball wasn't a full release in 09-10 with Curry. It was inserted into Topps.
It was. PSA 10 did 1850 on January 15th also, just for clarity.
Of the Bron Kobe, backing him down. I had a fire orange.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you can also pull like parallels and refractors and things like that. So there's definitely some risk there, or there's definitely some potential there. But man, 1850 for a blaster. Phew.
First off, shout out Bean, Mushin, Mike LaCosta for submitting the play. And shout out Topps Chrome Basketball. Might be making a comeback.
Might be.
Crazy.
Be careful.
All right, Jay, what do we got?
Don't let Bron's son rookie card be a Topps Chrome.
Here we
Wow,
go.
JB life.
All right, this is from Maiko Election. That very cool creative name.
Oh, jeez.
I love it.
What a
I
play.
bought a 101 Justin Bieber auto relic for $500 last February and trying to forecast the relevance of the celebrity card market. Was hoping to flip it in a year or two for double, but Golden just auctioned one off for $17,000 for a BGS 8.5. Mine is at PSA right now.
I'm disgusted, man.
I love this play too, Courtney.
Wait. This isn't a play.
It's not a play. I mean, his card's getting graded. It might come back at PSA 2.
I mean,
you're right. You're right. It's not a play.
I mean, buy of the day for sure. Buy of the month, possibly. I love the card. I own a Bieber auto. I don't own the 101, but I own one of these.
Yeah, well, Micah owns the 101.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's multiple.
You paid $4 for it in a value box.
Different tracksuits here. So
you're right. It is different tracksuits.
Okay, they're different.
The multiple 101 things is trash.
It's
yes,
so
there's
annoying.
different ones depending on what outfit he was wearing. But I mean, I like the play for sure. Like, I love the buy for sure. Just not quite the end of the play here. Got to maybe get it back. I mean, what if it's PSA altered?
Would love to see.
You're not wrong. What if it's just fake?
That would be good.
That'd be tough.
That would be unfortunate.
I mean, PSA 10 could be big. Could be a 25, 30K card.
Could.
PSA 9 could be kind of big. PSA 8.
More than 17K, I would assume.
How's the auto look? Auto looks clean. Not as clean as the one in the looks a little smushy. But
yeah, either way, seeing the celebrity market for $500 last February, I love it. Good call.
Gary V tops are underrated dual auto.
All right, Jay. The next one is from Eckelbird220.
Buxton, I love this guy.
I bought this 2015 Topps Dynasty Byron Buxton RPA PSA 10 Emerald Parallel out of 5 for $350 on eBay. After taxes and shipping, it was right around $375. I bought it in February of 2021 with the intention of keeping it in my PC. Was part of a Twins card Twitter group, and in December I posted my Buxton. One of the guys reached out asking if I was willing to sell it. We agreed upon $850, so I sold it. After PayPal fees and shipping, the total was around $775. So minus my original $375 investment, it was a clean $400 in profit. Plenty of profit to buy some other Buxtons for my PC. So we've seen this kind of play before. We saw it specifically early on with the Micah Parsons 1 of 1. That card's probably a bit higher than it was then. But I like this play, right? This is why you buy what you love. Because if you don't get $400 profit on it, you still get to keep it because you bought it for your PC anyway. So this is why you buy what you love. Love the play.
That's a beautiful card, by the way. That looks like a really nice card right there. Cool two things. One specific to Buxton, one specific to this guy. If I can get into that Twins collector group, I would love to get in there. I won't do anything bad. I just want to observe because it sounds like a good time.
Yeah, it does sound like a pretty good time.
And the other thing is the single funniest video of Tyler Schmidt that exists on the internet is the interview that he did for our fantasy baseball league in like 2016, I want to say. I think Buxton is the only baseball player that Tyler knows because he was a prospect for their roster. It's the single funniest piece of content I've ever seen of Tyler. And I
got into baseball for 5 minutes, and Buxton was my guy. Buxton was my guy.
He's one of the all-time
and the one-eyed assassin, Urias.
Yes.
Those two were my boys. So
two really late bloomers.
Yeah, but Buxton's come around a little bit.
Oh yeah,
I know. He had me dead to rights early.
A big deal, man. He was expected to be the next big.
He was the number one prospect for like 3 years in a row. It was crazy.
Fast.
Yeah.
All right, Jay. Next one.
Play. Any more? Are we done?
Yep, one more. Gowdy Jim says I purchased 3 1997 Masters badges raw for $1,000. I sent them to PSA for grading at $50 a piece, and they came back a week later. I ended up selling for a total of $2,350. Not the best profit, but a $750 quick profit in an emerging ticket market. So 97 Masters, is that Tiger?
Yeah, that's his first Masters, right, Ty?
Off the top of my head, I don't know.
I'm checking.
He bought him in November of 2021
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
get how he sent them and got them back in a week.
For
What the hell?
50
Tiger won
bucks.
his first 12. Yeah, he won his first major by 12. Beat a guy named Tom Kite. Eat it, Tom.
That guy's selling insurance.
Yeah. That guy hasn't been back to Augusta in years.
Not in years. Great play. Love this. Love a quick profit. I feel like he got a little lucky with the turnaround, but it plays.
Yeah, and I love the idea, like, hey, get them back, flip them, move on, right? Not the most your money could ever make, but I mean, $750 is not like chump change. That's a good living. Like, I mean, that pays for phone bill.
My man woke up one day and was like,
Insurance,
yo, I know the play.
Masters tickets.
Tickets are hot. I'm a golf guy. Tiger won in 97. I was probably drinking beers with my boys back in the day. He beat Tom Kite by 12. Let me look up if they got passes. Oh, my man. They got 3 for you want to go 1,000. Boom. Flip them. PSA. That's how it's done. 750
I think I
bucks
literally
later.
said his name was Goody Jim, and it's
Yeah, you
literally
did. It's Gowdy
Gum.
Gowdy Gum.
I wasn't
Yeah.
even close. Like, what? I mean, God, that's terrible. My
Yeah.
apologies.
Disaster.
All right, is that? I
Yeah,
think that's all of
something
them.
about you.
I think
Lou,
that's all.
Ty?
Let's
This is
go
a
through
good
real
little
quick.
play of the week. This is a good little play of the week.
I think I know who I want.
Bieber, I think, is out.
Bieber's definitely out.
Yeah. Who's going first? I'll go first. It's Buxton. Buxton's the
agree.
winner here.
Yeah,
Bucks
I'm
is
in.
the winner.
I'm in on
Fire
that.
Buxton. Yeah, it's
Let's
all day.
go.
Eckelberg 220. Welcome to the Play of the Week Club.
Now you have to let me in the. You have to let me in the group chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay, we got to fire that up. That's
Yeah.
overdue. Long
I just
overdue.
need to
Let's
get in
that
there.
going. Yeah. The twins GC, right?
Yeah, I need to get in there.
Is there? Wait. I got a question. You guys said group chat, like it's going down, whatever. Is there any buy, selling, and trading going on in like Card Talk Facebook group? Maybe I need to get in on that.
Oh, there's
Maybe we need to get on that. Make some plays on there.
there's some good action.
Should we go
happening on there.
BST night?
Just saying, like people
Little
just tag
popcorn?
me in F1 cards in there, and it's great. I'm just saying, if you guys are like, "Hey, I'm looking for this," people will hit us up.
I got cards.
Let's go, man. Making a
Yeah, get
play
in
on
there.
Facebook.
Is your Felix?
All right. So as we wrap up Play of the Week, I do want to talk about this week's releases. Tyler said he wants Tannehill cards.
Anything of note releasing this week, Ryan?
Let's see. I don't
What's
remember.
today's date? 17th?
Flawless basketball. Yeah, that matters.
Boom.
That matters. Oh, wait.
Yeah, 26.
Wait. No, it's next week.
Oh,
Rip, it's next Wednesday.
I
Sorry.
thought Upper
the dates
Deck
off.
said they're not doing hockey. So I think
What?
it got
Didn't you
pushed
say-
back.
The next Upper Deck Hockey releases next Wednesday. It's Upper Deck Black Diamond Hockey. And then they also have a product coming out called Upper Deck Skybox Metal Universe Champions, which I believe is like a multi-sport set with PMGs.
That's going to be that might be a sneaky fire.
But it also says SP Authentic and Stature Hockey come out next week. So that seems like 4 releases for Upper Deck on one day. 3 of them being
Piling.
hockey seems a little tricky. I'm not sure if that'll happen
I
like that.
If,
believe-
The only
push
thing
out.
coming out
was-
this week is Cryptozoic, DC Crisis on Infinite Earths, and Panini Mosaic Football Choice.
They're
Light week.
what'd you say?
Light week.
Yeah.
Is it? Am I seeing Prism Soccer's coming?
Yeah, EPL.
Let's go.
There's LeBron autos in the new Space Jam release, right?
Yeah, but I heard they're like 1 in a couple 100 million packs or something.
100 million.
I mean, like,
I'm gonna
LeBron's
need
not-
some Prism Soccer, bro. I'm gonna need a couple different things.
You talking to me?
Yeah. Yeah,
Let me
yeah.
know.
Yeah, I will.
Gotcha.
Just slide them to the low.
All right, that's
Hit
a wrap.
me on
Heck
the
of an
low.
episode. That's a longer
of an
episode than we've
episode.
normally done, but that was full of some
Yeah, that's a meat
was
to
fun.
the bone.
People love long episodes.
All right, before we wrap it up, Lou,
Yeah,
Ryan,
go.
any thoughts?
Stay positive.
Be
Stay
good.
out of the bullshit. Be good to each other. Be good to other collectors. Enjoy your time. It's not that big of a deal.
If you've listened this far into the show, hit me on Twitter. I'm like hot to trot on footy cards right now. And I got my cards out on my desk and I want to do some deals and some trades and hang out. So hit me.
See you guys next week.
Peace.